Let me tell you something that might feel uncomfortable to hear. You are not a machine. You are not built to function non-stop, to constantly push for exhaustion, to measure your worth by how much you can endure. You are built to feel, to live, to breathe, and yes, to rest. But so many of us have been conditioned to believe that if we stop, we will fall behind. That if we rest, we will fail. And that fear is driving us deeper into burnout, into self-neglect, and ultimately into a version of life that is all performance and no presence. It's easy to understand why we fear rest. We have grown up hearing things like winners never quit, success doesn't sleep, you will sleep when you are dead. So naturally, we internalize this idea that movement equals progress and stillness equals failure. But here's the truth. Burning out doesn't prove your dedication. It just proves you have ignored your limits. And that's not bravery, that's self-abandonment. You are not falling behind by resting. You are actually building the strength to move forward in a way that's sustainable, intentional, and healthy. Let me reframe this for you. Knowing your limits isn't weakness, it's wisdom. And when you know when to pause, when to recharge, when to say, I've done enough for today, that's self-mastery. Because here's the secret. Growth isn't linear. It doesn't look like a perfect upward climb. It looks like peaks and valleys, sprints and recovery. And your job isn't to run until you collapse. It's to learn your rhythm. Rest is not the opposite of productivity. It's part of it. Without rest, your mind gets foggy, your creativity dries up, your patience wears thin. You lose connection with yourself and others. So what are you really achieving if the cost is yourself? Let's talk about the guilt. That voice that whispers, you haven't earned this. Other people are working harder, you are being lazy. Here's what that voice doesn't know. Your worth isn't conditional. You don't have to prove how tired you are to deserve peace. You don't need to exhaust yourself just to justify a day off. You are allowed to rest simply because you are a human being. You are allowed to rest even if the dishes aren't done, even if your inbox is full. Even if someone else doesn't understand. Permission granted, okay? When you truly allow yourself to rest, mentally, emotionally, physically, you don't fall apart. You come home to yourself. You start to see what actually matters. You begin to hear your intuition again. You realize how much noise you have been absorbing just to keep moving. Rest brings clarity, it recalibrates you, it prepares you for what's next. And ironically, it makes you more resilient, not because you become harder, but because you become softer, more aligned, and more aware. That's where your true strength lies. So if you are afraid to slow down because you think everything will fall apart without you, pause and ask, what kind of life are you building that collapses the moment you rest? Like, build a life that includes rest, that honors your limits, and that values recovery as much as effort. You don't have to earn the right to be human. You already are. The truth is, the world will keep spinning. The work will still be there tomorrow, but your well-being, that's not something you can put on hold forever. You are allowed to rest, you are allowed to pause, you are allowed to not be okay and still be enough. So take the break, you won't fall behind. You will finally begin to catch up with yourself. Because rest isn't quitting, rest is choosing to last. And this was the message of today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. And that's it. I see you in the next video. Bye.